So I went and I got the laser skin lightening thing done. I got it done not yesterday, but the day before that. Basically what happens, if you've ever gotten laser hair removal, the machine looks about the same. It's a different laser, it's a different intensity. Myself and the lady who was doing it, like, we both agreed, I would say laser hair removal is probably more intense, maybe. For some people it feels like needles, for others it's like a rubber band over and over. In certain areas it gets uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. I can't say that it's painless. So for the laser skin lightening, it feels more like burning. Okay, so you have this like heat and it's burning, but it still does not hurt as bad as laser hair removal. Basically, she has to go over it 3 times with 3 different lasers on 3 different settings. So the first one, you know, it's fine. It's pretty quiet. It's like, you know, a burning, or yeah, it's kind of like a heat. She did my labia, that's where I have the discoloration, and then obviously like on the insides of my thighs, it's darker there too. And then she did a little bit of the what's this called? It has a specific name. I can't think of it. Okay, but basically she focused on the labia and my inner thigh where the discoloration was. And then she had to go over it with a second laser. This one sounded like firecrackers. It was loud. You could smell the scent of basically burning skin. Again, it did not hurt as bad as laser hair removal, but you can definitely feel something's happening. For the second and third lasers, because she definitely turned up the intensity, she added like this machine that had this cold air blowing. I've had that machine used on me before with the hair removal thing, and it's basically just cold air, and you know, it helps make it a little more yeah, tolerable, I guess you could say. I was in a lot of pain. Now, my dermatologist had put me on doxycycline, which basically makes you sensitive to light. I should have stopped the doxycycline probably 2 or 3 weeks before doing this treatment. I did not. So I feel like right afterwards is when you're gonna have the most pain if you're doing the skin lightening with the laser. So once I got up, and gosh, basically for the rest of the day, it was pretty painful to walk. I would say in the first 3 hours, it was very, very painful to walk. She told me that it was going to feel like a severe sunburn. So think about a sunburn on your privates. And I had to go into Walmart because she said to put on cortisone, like the 1% hydrocortisone cream, and then to do either a Vaseline or an Aquaphor, and just keep the entire area well moisturized and lubricated for the next 72 hours, but it's gonna be like this for basically up to a week, just not as bad. So yeah, I had to go walk in Walmart, get that stuff, and I was basically walking like a duck. It was painful. Like, having a sunburn on your privates, it's very, very painful. So I don't know if it was more painful for me because I had only stopped taking the doxycycline maybe 2 or 3 days before procedure done, basically. And in all honesty, I should have stopped 2 to 3 weeks. It just makes me more sensitive to light, and like she tells you the risks. Like, if you're more sensitive to light, or you're taking things that make you more sensitive to the sun, that obviously you have to give your body time to get off those things before doing this. I'm going to be taking hydroquinone. I'm going to be doing the pads. She gave me a prescription for these pads, and it's going to be a pretty high strength, and I will basically do that once a day for a few weeks. Put these pads on the area starting on the 7th day. So I'm not on the pads yet. I don't have the pads, so I can't tell you all what's in them yet. As for risks, it says basically you are, I guess, it's like an open wound. So I had a friend whose son was in the hospital, and basically I've been going up there about every day, but after I got that treatment done, like, I did not go up there because you definitely don't want to be walking around or sitting on anything that's, you know, germy, because this is like an open wound. It's basically taking off the first layer of skin. There's no blood involved or anything like that. The area right now looks actually darker than when I started because the skin is very tight. She said it's either going to flake and peel off, or it's just going to get extremely tight and look wrinkly like an 80-year-old's poom. Basically. And then in 7 days, that's when that new skin will be revealed, and I'll continue to use the cortisone and the Vaseline. And then at that day 7, that's when I'll start using the hydroquinone pads, either once or twice a day. She said some people do twice a day for more aggressive lightening, other people do once a day. But basically you just have to be very, very careful. No sex for 72 hours after the treatment. For laser hair removal, it's like no sex within 24 hours. And trust me, you're gonna be in so much pain, you're not gonna want to have sex within 72 hours. Today is day, I feel like day 3 since I got done. Today's Thursday. I think I got done on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so it's only day 2. The pain is gone, thank goodness. It's just, you know, the skin is tight and looks dark because, you know, it's dead skin at this point. So hopefully that'll peel. And then, yeah, the new skin will be underneath, and so it's going to be considerably lighter, but I will still need either one more treatment, or most people need 3. So I have 1 down. You can only get the treatments every 4 weeks. And the pads, the medicated pads, are very important because basically that's going to block all melanin production. If we would have just did the 3 lasers and then she sent me home, let it heal, in 4 more weeks, that skin, that new skin that was coming in, would come in just as dark. So it's very important while doing this that you use the lightening pads in between your sessions. So there is no way to opt out of that if you're going for something like this. It's basically going to block all the melanin production and, yeah, keep it really light. The pads are not something that I'll always have to do. It's just while we're taking off the new skin, or taking off the old skin, and while the new skin is coming in. And so, yeah, I will not always have to use those. I feel like lots of people have discoloration in that area. The best reference point that I could think to give people, as gross as it's going to sound, is probably porn. Obviously, you can see some people who their everything basically looks like it matches the color of their thighs. And then there are some people who it gets really, really dark. It could get 2 to 3 shades darker than the rest of their body, even the lightest part of their body. So that's what I'm trying to not look like. I would like all of myself down there to just be the same color as, like, perhaps my arm or my face. And so that's basically what we're working towards with this laser skin lightening. She does not do whole body. Well, I didn't ask. That would be embarrassing. It would be so expensive. I don't think I could afford that. It's about $220 per session to get what I'm doing right now, and I'll probably need 3. Plus you have to pay for the prescription for the hydroquinone pads. So it's like, it's already a lot, but people do their knees, people do their inner thighs, or sometimes like right here, if they have, you know, like a chafing or rubbing or any discoloration right there. Some people do their neck, wherever they have discoloration. She did not mention doing the nipples, so I'm guessing the nipples are not an option, because that was my second question. But yeah, they do those places. She did not mention being able to do other parts of the body, but I didn't ask, but it wasn't offered, like on the website or anything like that. I'm just assuming if someone's doing large areas of skin, that it's going to be a lot of money, but I don't think she would even market that. I'm not sure how that works. It's difficult to do these kinds of things within the US. I've never seen this before. I've never heard of this. I found it in Florida. I'm in Tampa. And so this is relatively new, what she's been doing. She goes to Barcelona for training on using the lasers and everything like that. And so not a lot of people know about this right now. As far as for intimate lightening and other areas like that, everyone does creams or lightening pads and things like that. So this is like more of a permanent solution, but just like with laser hair removal, everyone is going to be different. So the number of treatments might be different, but she said the average is 3 right now. Like, well, that's usually how many people need. And then also, if you go through any large hormonal changes, like getting pregnant, you could have it darken right back up. So just keep that in mind. But it's the same for laser hair removal. Like the hair will stay away, but if you go through any large hormonal changes, like, you know, pregnancy, childbirth, then you could notice that you start growing hair down there again. One stipulation for getting it done is basically need to have had laser hair removal, because she said constantly shaving and having a lot of hair down there is basically going to reverse your results. So thankfully I've had 10 to 11 laser hair removal treatments. I'm not done yet, but I will finish them up with her to where I won't have to worry about this anymore. Because obviously I don't want to reverse the lightening that we're having done. So I guess that's like the only stipulation. So for the people who want to do this, they can also do this, but they'll have to get laser hair removal done first. So they can either have that done months working up to having this procedure done, or they can have it done with the procedure. And for laser hair removal, for most of the places that I've lived in different states, it's about $150 wherever you go. Right now my skin's really tight. I'm probably gonna go inside, wash. Oh yeah, when you wash, you're gonna have to use cold or tepid water. No warm water on that area. And yeah, I'm hoping within, you know, the next 5 days that I'll get to see the new skin underneath. I'm definitely can't shave it or anything like that. It's like the hair is gonna grow out. And yeah, thankfully for me, no one will be down there, so it all works out. It would probably be easiest to do this when you're not having your cycle. So if you know that you're gonna be getting your period like in a week, I would do this right after you're off of your period, just so you don't have to worry about using pads or tampons or anything that, I don't know, might dirty up the area, just because it's a delicate area and you don't want to get any infections or anything. Like basically it's like an open wound. So yeah, I'm very excited to see my results after just the first treatment.